This video is sponsored by my Patreons. More on that at the end of the video. On May 1st, 1971, Amtrak, the most famous train company, started, and it's now running today. However, we had the first Amtrak train crash that happened, and I'm gonna explain it in today's video. This is the story of the 1971 Salem, Illinois train derailment.
Salem is a city in the county seat of Marion County, Illinois, United States. 5. The population was 7,282 at the 2020 census. The City of New Orleans is a long-distance passenger train operated by Amtrak in the central United States between Chicago and New Orleans. The overnight train takes about 1,912 hours to complete its 934-mile, 1,503 km route, making major stops in Champaign-Urbana, Carbondale, Memphis, and Jackson as well as in other small towns. The City of New Orleans was first initiated by the Illinois Central Railroad in 1947 as the daytime complement to the Panama Limited, a night train dating back to 1911. In 1971 both routes were conveyed to Amtrak, which retained only the Panama Limited. In 1981 Amtrak revived the City of New Orleans name for the train, still on an overnight schedule, on the heels of the popular song of the same name by Steve Goodman. Additional corridor service on the northern segment of the route is provided by the Illini and Saluki between Chicago and Carbondale, Illinois. The City of New Orleans is the only Amtrak train to serve Tennessee. During fiscal year 2023, the train carried 233,876 passengers, an increase of 50.3% from FY 2022-3. In FY 2016, the last year that route-specific revenue data was given, the train had a total revenue of $18,706,915, a 3.7% decrease from FY 2015. Amtrak Number 1, later Number 59, the City of New Orleans, NB1, departed Chicago's Central Station at 8 a.m. CT on the 10th of June, 1971. The City of New Orleans was a daytime train between Chicago and New Orleans, Louisiana. Up until the 30th of April, 1971, it had been operated by the Illinois Central Railroad, but passed to Amtrak when the latter assumed operation of most intercity service in the United States. 1. It was scheduled to arrive in New Orleans at 1:30 a.m. on the 11th of June. The train was composed of 15 cars, a baggage car, 11 coaches, a diner counter, a lounge car, and a combination coach food service car. Amtrak had inherited or leased this equipment from other railroads. A set of 4 leased Illinois Central EMD units of various models pulled the train. E8A number 4031, leading, E9B's number 4109 and number 4106, and E10A, a rebuilt E8A, number 2024, formerly number 4032-2. The lead locomotive assigned to the train was number 4031, an EMD E8A originally manufactured in 1952. The E8 developed 2,250 horsepower, 1,680 kW, from two 12-cylinder Model 567B engines, each driving a generator to power the 2 traction motors on one truck. 3. During the run south from Chicago the number 2 engine on number 4031 failed and could not be repaired. After a crew change in Champaign, Illinois, the new crew observed the number 2 engine respond to the throttle and concluded that it was operational again. South of Champaign the Illinois Central Main Line was double track with crossovers.
As the train crossed over the points at Tonti, it happened.
4031 derailed. 4. Number 4031 was badly damaged in the derailment. Number 4109, immediately behind, caught fire and was destroyed. The rear 2 locomotives remained upright and suffered little damage. The lead baggage car and first 5 coaches were destroyed. The remaining 8 cars suffered varying degrees of damage. 11 people were killed and 163 were injured. 6 of the 11 fatalities occurred when passengers were ejected through large side windows. 5. It was Amtrak's first fatal accident.
So, what caused the accident?
The NTSB investigation found flat spots on the rear truck of number 4031. A flat spot, or wheel flat, also called spalling or shelling, is a fault in railroad wheel shape. A flat spot occurs when a rail vehicle's wheelset stops rotating while the train is still in motion, causing part of the wheel to ablate against the hard steel of the rails. Flat spots are usually caused by use of the emergency brake, or slippery, low adhesion, conditions that cause wheels to lock up while the train is still moving. Flat spots are more common in the autumn and winter when the rails are slippery. Inspection of the tracks between Tonti and Effingham, Illinois, revealed markings where the wheels had slid instead of spun. Further investigation revealed that the truck's traction motor had seized prior to the accident, and that the wheels had probably locked at Effingham during a station stop. The locked wheels created a false flange. When the compromised wheel reached the switch at the crossover at Tonti, it derailed. 6. Number 4031 had made another run from Chicago to New Orleans on the 6th of June. Engine number 2 had failed on that trip as well and was shut down in New Orleans. As an added precaution, the reverser for the engine was locked in neutral for trip to Chicago. Shutting down the engine and locking the reverser in neutral had the effect of disabling the wheel slip indicator, which would notify the locomotive engineer that a wheel was slipping or sliding. 7. While number 4031 was repaired in Chicago, the Illinois Central Maintenance Forces did not observe that the reverser was locked and did not realize that power was not being supplied to the rear truck. The NTSB found that the mechanical faults in Illinois Central locomotive number 4031 caused the derailment. It recommended improvements in wheel slip detection devices for locomotives and in pre-departure testing procedures. The NTSB also recommended that the Federal Railroad Administration, FRA, draft safety standards to address the ejection of passengers through windows in the event of accidents.
It's been 53 years since the accident, and hopefully we never see another crash like this ever again.